chimyongmo the e biochin Zhemgang Dzongkhag Bardo Gewog Khamshar Irrigation nga biochin lobunchun ta sabe ika phamni da chiga charbe de michi ina nga chigi ikalu ngo jang namshi juro ge mangleten ikalu singchugi legil chi thchi se shunila
Khamshar Irrigation Scheme, a climate-smart irrigation system under Green Climate Fund, is 3.9 kilometers of HDPE pipe system with a command area of 955 acres, comprising of 95 acres of wetland, 610 acres of dry land, and 250 acres of fallow land, with 98 beneficiary households. A project cost of 18,055,180 was built within 11 months from 7th December 2020 till 7th November 2021 and officially handed over to the villagers on 14th May 2022 with formation and training of water user group. The main objectives of formation of water user group are 1. Drafting of bylaws for the water user group. 2. Training of water user group on the operations and maintenance of the irrigation system for accountability, ownership, and sustainability of the irrigation system. 3. Handing over of the bylaws to the water user group for implementation. The major components of the bylaws are 1. Water user group membership and meetings. 2. Formation of the Water User Group Committee. Conducting election of the committee members. Assigning roles and responsibilities of the committee consisting of the chairperson, the secretary, the accountant, the auditor, the executive member, and the water guards. Decisions on benefits for the water guards.
해모베어진 것이 나의 추기 강이 남이 섬이 강이 둘라 깔레 오미 디수가라 나 사국계베 바옹 강레테 마마마마 베데 추 어스지 중어베 니기 나 미시 디술로테 추 마찹 델레 마찹 강란데라 찌지기 바다수 탑즈니 테뉴 강레데로 미시 디수기 데체 미 겐슈시 이메지 미 탑메디세 데체 바나 라시멜로랍 추다메 체베 빙알로 겐후치 케베네디기 탑 짐베메 디세데 마기 바나로랍 라시멜베르조이 슈니라.
During the first election of the Water User Group Committee, Chimi has been nominated by a majority and has been elected as the secretary of the committee.
Bom disu shimle misir sulu chu disu bero disika top la benia disika diktibe siple misir disu gi lei thishu disu ya ja chimbo betople shura sambazo didu te dide chikalo da nashin ngachi suya na ikhade be la benigi e chimna tro thepchira ki ne oye seshune be in.
Implementation of the bylaws. Organizing annual, regular, and emergency operations and maintenance. Water distribution. Management of water user group fund and accounts. Imposing penalties in case of misuse and damage either by the stakeholders or livestock. Water user group members were trained on operations and maintenance based on the as-built plan of the irrigation system. The plan provides operations and maintenance guidelines to the water user group to ensure their responsibility and accountability for sustainability of the irrigation system in the long run. The plan details the locations of all the components of the irrigation system from intake to the tail point along the whole alignment. Intake structure or RRC weir. Its function is to store and divert the water from the natural flow of the stream or river to the tank through the sluice gate at all times. Thus, participants were taught to clear bushes around intake structure and clean the weir of debris and sediments on a regular basis. Sluice gate. It controls the water flow into the tank based on the need. Trainings on opening and closing of the sluice gate to control the water flow efficiently were taught, and to close sluice gate during flooding and heavy rainfall to avoid damage to the structures. They were also taught to detach and keep the wheel handle of the gate with water guards when not in use. Silt cum inlet tank. Its function is to store the water to settle the debris and sediments before clean water flows through the main pipeline at a constant rate without any disruption to the users at all times. Flush out or drain out valve. Its function is to drain out the debris and sediments settled in the tank. Trainings were given on how to clean the tank by flushing out the filled or accumulated sediments through the flush out valve on a regular basis. Air release valves. It is used to automatically vent the air that gets trapped in any pipeline conveying water. Check the air release valves chambers on a regular basis for any damage. Clean the air release valves on regular intervals. Water distribution points. The function of the distribution points is to distribute equal water to the users based on the need and the design of the scheme. Farmers were taught and trained to close the distribution point valve when the water is not in use, detach and keep the wheel handle of the flush out with water guards to avoid unnecessary mishandling, close the lid of the distribution point chamber at all times. Water velocity brake structure, tail point. The tail point is the final stage of the main HDPE pipeline, where the final water is discharged to the users at the tail end point. Important tasks during operations and maintenance are to keep the outlet opening clean and clear, to close the lid of the terminal chamber at all times.
nimnigi jongdardi da daringa chigi zonghagda machigi legelge khatule te dare godin thammi dani si junila zoranga chigi shinshudu judube te zora misilu citego citedole zoranga chigi kholo shinshude gadibi dazibe na anigi te nga chigi migilgi tolebe daringa chigi nimnigi jongdar te ko chusokpolu temi dani si junila te nga chi shinshugi sokpa dilu dani shinchudigi te nami sami te pento bombera jungni imbe si shunila te hema kan jumi disu te darina ba kan mebe hema kauche mi disu darina ba te kauche ni mebe te zunami te nami same te kadin chishuchi te imbe si shunila te legil japchur digi te ngachilo te pento bom yebale tendigi be te nalepa zinchungda te charchi disu te gadi dadachi te don zandigi be te lalin tapsina te yintingi tolu te lalin tapsubegi te rechakido se shunila